you think of Komodo Island, you think of Komodo dragons. On the beaches, the Komodo dragon is top dog, or at least top reptile. They lie in wait, pretending to be sand, and then they eat anything that moves, including each other. However, there's more to Komodo Island than the dragons on its beach. Each layer of ocean around Komodo has creatures that try to make a good living in their own ways. Let's start at the bottom and work our way up. It's harder to get lower than the sand on the ocean floor, but this stargazer does. He's the only guy whose dive computer would say 81 feet on the 80-foot dive. His eyes are conveniently placed on the top of his head so he can wait for tasty neighbors to come over for dinner. Crocodile fish also bury themselves, but they have a plan B just in case. If the seafloor is solid, they pretend to be coral. Their flattened body design and variegated coloration make them natural ninjas of the ocean floor. Lots of other fish use the same strategy. They disguise themselves and sit still, waiting for food. This works for the dragons on the beach, why not on the bottom? This scorpion fish looks like an Indonesian gargoyle as he blends into the background. And this large sponge also blends in. Wait a minute, that's a frogfish. Well, no wonder the dive master was so excited. Cool. This carrier crab didn't get the memo about sitting still once he's hidden. He can do a good imitation of a jellyfish, but then he blows it by marching around holding it above his head. He looks a little embarrassed, as I think any of us might be under the circumstances. Walking seems better than swimming for the Anemicus devil scorpion fish, all the better to escape danger or sneak up on unsuspecting fish or crustaceans. There are other tricks for succeeding on the ocean bottom. Sea cucumbers shovel in the chow as fast as they can find it. Their nutrient-rich food is euphemistically called marine snow, which is really just recycled fish food. I mean, really recycled. Think about that the next time you belly up to the sushi bar. Crinoids look like ferns. This Featherstar appears to float in the current, but no, it's cruising over to a new location to sample the microorganisms there. One wonders how it can see where it's going since it doesn't have a face. Well, it seems happy with its new home. It takes different skills to survive above the ocean floor. Lionfish cruise along, watching for their food. Their poisonous spines protect them against attacks from above, but nothing protects the smaller fish from their attack. Gulp. Some fish cooperate with each other. This cleaning station for Antheus benefits both the cleaner and the cleanee. The cleaners remove and devour small parasites from the big fish and eat them. The parasites, that is. This could be called a carcass wash, but I wouldn't recommend it. Family values aren't just for politicians anymore. Anemone fish are protected by their father before birth, and they often live together in the same anemone, as shown in the classic documentary film Finding Nemo. Maternal protection helps the endangered dugong pup survive to adulthood. These fusiliers are using a defense against predation called risk dilution. If there's an attack, the chances are good that one of your buddies will be eaten rather than you. In fact, that's why I invited some buddies to come see the Komodo dragons with me. Let's just say the dive boat wasn't quite as crowded on the way home. Life high in the pelagic zone requires different strategies. Turtles swim over the reefs and are exposed to predators. They protect themselves by carrying armor with them. Swimming with heavy armor doesn't sound like a good idea, but turtles use their lungs as internal buoyancy compensators to make it back to the surface. Manta rays have the largest brain-to-body ratio of all the cartilaginous fish. This means they're smart enough to avoid eating sea cucumbers and stick to a diet of plankton. Their cephalic fins located on their head, hence the name cephalic, direct the plankton to their mouth, which is then filtered through the gills. So remember, the dragons rule the beach, but the denizens of the deep are making it in Komodo.